of Swords. Standing up to face your fears. Look at how she's holding the sword of truth. Has an eyeball on it. Like the eye is like open and the sword is on fire. There's something about you, Gemini, like something essential about you that has to do with really standing up and facing the dark.
Get away from her, you bitch!
That's where your power is, facing all of the scary things that exist in the dark. With a warrior-like energy, consciousness, like making the dark, the negative conscious, like bringing it to light so that it can dissolve under the light of the sun. Hey Gemini, welcome to your Jungian reading for June 2021. Today, we're going to take a look at your persona, how the world perceives you. We'll take a look at your anima, that's your feminine aspect, your animus, your masculine aspect, your shadow, and we'll also take a look at your true self, what you truly desire, who you truly are. So if that interests you, stick around. I have been shuffling your cards off camera, so I feel like we can give it one last shuffle, split the deck 3 ways, and sync up. So let's do this. In the position, I keep saying that, in the position of your persona, we have, 2 of Cups. Wow. I feel like the world sees you as being in love. Either you are in love right now. I mean, you can kind of tell when somebody's in love.
I'm flying!
I remember working with somebody closely. We shared the same office. And she hadn't shared much about her personal life with me, but I did notice over the course of a few days that her energy was elevated and that she was sort of glowing. And so, so then I just asked her, like, hey, what's going on with you? Like, I noticed there's a difference in like your energy and you seem to be like very happy. And she said, oh wait, I'm in love. So you might be giving off those same vibes at this time. As a person who's very high on a connection, high on love. It's also about, the 2 of Cups is also about unifying the light and the dark aspects, the positive and the negative, seeing eye to eye. It's about this unification of, merging, coming to the table, seeing eye to eye. We'll clarify. Let's move on. In the position of your feminine, we have the Emperor. Oh my God, I love it when this happens. This happened for a different sign where the Emperor came out in the position of their feminine. This is the divine masculine showing up in the position of your feminine. Came out for Pisces. In the position of your masculine, 10 of Cups. Ooh. Attitude of gratitude. Giving thanks for a beautiful, abundant harvest. Double rainbow. Lots of luck. Spiritual blessings. It's a 10. This is like feeling so full emotionally. Like, I cannot believe this happened. Like this is everything that I ever wanted. I can't believe I have an opportunity to even feel this way. It's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. It's coming out on the side of your masculine. In the position of your shadow, we have strength. Ooh. Again, another card about blending the light and the dark. Sort of the conscious with the subconscious. That's gonna tell a story. And then in the position of your true self, 9 of Swords. Standing up to face your fears. Look at how she's holding the sword of truth. Has an eyeball on it. Like the eye is like open and the sword is on fire. There's something about you, Gemini, that has like something essential about you that has to do with really standing up and facing the dark.
Get away from her, you bitch!
That's where your power is. Facing all of the scary things that exist in the dark. With a warrior-like energy. Consciousness, like making the dark, the negative conscious, like bringing it to light so that it can dissolve under the light of the sun. Yeah, I see that coming through very strongly in the position of your self, your true self, your persona, how the world sees you, and your shadow. You are not afraid of your shadow. This is like part of your function, part of what makes you essentially who you are. There's power available to you. I think it's interesting that the Emperor shows up on your feminine side. You might be a little bit disconnected from your femininity. This Emperor in particular turns away. Look how his face is turned away. He's not looking directly at you. It's like there's a turning away from the feminine. Maybe a discomfort with the feminine aspects of yourself, the nurturing, your emotions. This may be a challenge for you. This might be the challenge of your lifetime, to learn how to stand up and face those subterranean emotions that are very scary, in fact. You know, face those, bring them to the surface, make them conscious, and blend the light and the dark. Let's clarify. Before we get too far into our interpretations, let's learn a little bit more, shall we? Gemini, if this reading is resonating so far, hit the like button so that other people can see the reading, and consider subscribing to my channel. I do all kinds of readings. I switch it up from month to month, but I'm typically always reading for all of the signs each month. We're going to clarify the Two of Cups first. Let's shuffle one more time. We're going to work with the Gilded Tarot on this one. Okay, clarify the Two of Cups for me in the position of the persona for Gemini. Again, it could be that you are in love right now. We have the Ten of Cups coming out on the side of your masculine, which is ultimate wish fulfillment. Happy home. Eight of Cups in reverse. This is clarifying the Two of Cups. This is something that you're not going to walk away from easily. Let's learn more. There could also be a stuckness here. Maybe you've done this before. Three of Wands. Now this is really interesting. We have two people who have turned their back and they're looking out towards the horizon. There is an element here for how the world sees you of somebody who is waiting for their ships to come in or looking for something else. Tell me more about the Emperor here, showing up on the feminine side. Could also be that your feminine is just a very strong leader, has a great deal of authority, just very strong. Here we go. Gemini, we have the Page of Swords in reverse, Four of Pentacles in reverse, High Priestess. How many cards flipped up here? Okay. A lot, so we'll just read them all real quickly. And they're all in reverse. Awesome. So, Page of Swords in reverse. Now, again, remember the Emperor coming out for your feminine can suggest that there's a bit of a...
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Detachment from your feminine side. Maybe there's a discomfort with all that is feminine, emotions, compassion, empathy, nurturing, those various aspects of ourselves. The Page of Swords is very immature communication, emotionally immature. Okay? Four of Pentacles. Letting go. Releasing. High Priestess. Avoidance of your intuition, of going within, knowing, finding that inner knowing. Ten of Wands. Holding on, even though you should let go. That's so interesting. We have the Four of Pentacles, which is about letting go. And then we have the Ten of Wands, holding on, despite the fact that it's over and done with, you should let go. And then we have the Moon. Something is coming to the surface. We see that. We see that with the Strength card, bringing the emotions to the surface. What is scary to the surface? I do see an avoidance of the feminine, a detachment from the feminine, maybe even like a distaste for the emotional life. Distaste seems like the wrong word. But you get what I'm trying to say. Let's look at the Ten of Cups coming out on the side of your masculine. It's beautiful. You know, sometimes the Ten of Cups, when it comes out here, I read it as sort of a false optimism. It's like what we all tend to do on social media, where we act like, I mean, all that people get to see of who we are on social media are the good things, right? Of course, because like, who wants to take time to like share the bad things? We just want to share the good things. And so that's all people really see of our lives. Sometimes the Ten of Cups will just rub me in that way, as if, you know, it's like false optimism. It's like showing people only the good parts. And this is coming out on your masculine side. Tell me more about the Ten of Cups. There was a giant clump that just turned up, and I just read a lot of cards clarifying your feminine, so I really want to get more focused here with just a couple of cards. And we have the Fool that came out in reverse. Yeah, I do feel like it is a sort of, it is along those lines of kind of showing people what you think they want to see, or it's like a false sense of optimism coming out on the side of your masculine, and I'm not sure why. But there is a rejection of the feminine, and then almost a rejection of the masculine as well, in that it's not completely authentic. Tell me more about strength in the position of your shadow. I'm feeling for your reading, Gemini, we're getting multiple storylines here. We're getting the 60,000 foot view of you and who you are and how you operate. And then we're also getting context. We're getting things that are happening in your life at the current moment. And I am saying that because of the Two of Cups showing up in your persona, people perceiving you as being in love. And then also perceiving you as like looking out for something else, looking towards the horizon. Show me more about the Strength card in the position of the shadow. Strength is about taming the beast. Yeah, there's some sort of juggling that's happening here. There's two sides. This is about dualism. What's underneath the surface and what's on top. What is hidden and what is seen. And there's a standing up and facing your fears, bringing your fears to the surface, taming the beast, taming what is wild, you know, like those emotions that we try to like sort of hide or not recognize because quite frankly, they're unpleasant and they scare us. Bringing those to the surface. However, strength, wow, strength came out to clarify strength. We're on the right path here in terms of taming the beast, right? She is with love and with grace befriending this wild animal. The wild animal is your emotions. All of those emotions that are under the surface that are subterranean. And there is, I feel like this issue is coming up for you, or this is such a prominent issue for you because there is this rejection of the feminine over here. The Emperor is standing in for your feminine. And he's turning away. It's like a rejection of the feminine and, you know, the divine feminine, the moon, emotions, fluidity, flow, nurturing, compassion, empathy, dreams. Tell me more about Gemini's true self. You might be having nightmares at this time. We have the 8 of Swords. I feel like one of your missions on life, like a purpose for you, is to learn how to navigate this mental prison, to free yourself from limiting self-beliefs and negative thought patterns. I do feel like there's probably something going on here for you in the way of love. Either you've met somebody that you feel that's bringing these issues sort of to the surface for you. I just saw the Ace of Cups, that's why I say that. It could be somebody that you've dealt with in the past that maybe you have never been able to kind of walk away from. What do we got here? King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like it's somebody along that line that you felt or thought or are thinking, or I don't know, it could be a past person that you had a divorce with, somebody that you were divorced from. I say that because the King of Pentacles, for me, is this person that's sitting on this chair in the 10 of Pentacles. It is a partner that you build this level of wealth with. This is generational wealth, it's legacy. It's building and having enough to share with your community, with your family. In the reverse, this is sometimes for me like the divorce card. What happens when you get divorced and then you have to divvy up all the stuff that you've accumulated or built over the years. There's a division of those resources. The King of Pentacles, for me, feels very much like a husband or a wife, like very stable, somebody that is able to commit. So this love could be you're revisiting that type of relationship or that person. I do feel like it's bringing up anxieties, bringing things to the surface, causing you to take notice of fears, thought patterns, habit patterns potentially coming to the surface that you are having to kind of contend with at this time. On your masculine side. And it's so funny. There's just this, I don't mean to laugh. It's probably doesn't feel funny for you, but there is this play on what you show to the world. You know, and what is actually happening underneath the surface. This is sort of the surface. And this is your masculine bringing this forward, right? Your masculine is also standing in for your feminine. It's like you pushed the feminine under. And as you push the feminine under, the anxieties begin to bubble to the surface, right? It turns dark, right? And then it starts to sort of take control of who we are, how we are, our behaviors, our feelings. We have less of a container, less control if we are shoving something down, right? We're creating more pressure in the shoving it down, in the rejection of it. We're going to pull a guidance card for you, but before we do that, Gemini, I can't remember if I mentioned this. I'm giving away a free 30-minute personal tarot reading in July, pulling names on July 18th. If you're interested in that, leave a comment below. I'll pull names from the comments and then enter them into the drawing, and I'll make the announcement on my community tab on my YouTube channel. So also, if you're interested in going deeper with your personal situation, I'm doing personal readings. Information for that is below in the description box. Ooh, tiger's eye, gorgeous. We have 2 lions here. Strength. Let's read about Tiger's Eye. Where's our book? Empowerment. Tiger's Eye symbolizes prosperity and encourages right use of power. Sweet. It balances your needs with those of others, finding solutions. Self-understanding. A child of the sun and earth with untold powers, you can make your own fate. Assert yourself wisely. Bring hidden talents to the fore and accept your imperfections. There's a tendency toward obsessiveness or becoming spaced out. I mean, that is kind of the sort of detrimental qualities of Gemini, right? Ground yourself. Explore your past lives to discover causes of these traits. Deal sensibly with day-to-day reality and face challenges boldly. Divination. Unlock your creativity. Find prosperity and lasting success. Long journeys and celebrations lie ahead. Your personal power, confidence, and energy are high. Use them wisely. Commit to goals. Distinguish between wishful thinking and what you really need. Assist friends to gain their heart's desire. Past lives throw light on current situations. Healing insight. Doing what gives you joy increases your well-being. Frequency. Earthy to high depending on color. Solar plexus. The chakra is solar plexus and third eye. The timing is Leo and Capricorn, and the soul path is becoming empowered. So we do have cards of empowerment here. We have the 10 of Cups upright, which is like time to shine, baby. You know, like things are so beautiful, so abundant. This is ultimate wish fulfillment. I have everything that I've ever wanted, and I'm giving thanks for it. We have the Emperor, divine masculine sitting in his power. So there is this theme of empowerment weaving through your reading, and also highlighted with your guidance card. We have the Strength card coming out twice here. There's a lot of different threads, storylines in this reading that I'm getting. Some of it is contextual, some of it is more global in terms of like anxieties and your shadow aspect and your emotions, and bringing those to the surface in order to dissolve them under the light of the sun. Clarity, right? Clarity where your emotional life is concerned. I do feel like you've met someone. There is some sort of love situation playing out in your life at this time. Gemini, I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, hit the like button and take good care in June. Wishing you the best.